Attention, everybody. The views expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. We have a real exciting show for you today. Took me a second to remember what I was going to say. He was here last week, and he's here again this week, but he's got somebody different with him.
That's right.
It's Brandon Mabe from the Baldknobbers and Dan Keaton.
Hey, everybody.
Not related to Michael Keaton.
Not that I know of, but maybe.
No,
Down the line.
Maybe so.
Beetlejuice.
I am related to Buster Keaton.
Buster Keaton.
Yes.
Now, who's Buster Keaton?
Buster Keaton was an old actor way back in there. And he did
How are you related?
He's like a white Jackie Chan.
Is he?
Yeah. That's right.
Does he know karate and everything? You said?
It's look him up. It's pretty funny.
And how old? How long ago was it?
Oh, like a 30s, 40s, maybe. Yeah.
Huh. I've
30s
never heard
or
of
40s?
him.
Wow. I haven't either. I didn't know they had action movies like that back in the 30s and
It
40s.
was silent movies.
Us.
That's where the piano player down at the theater would play.
Oh yeah.
And the show.
Just walking around.
Yeah, that. You know, they had one of those on Netflix at one point in time, and it was called Metro. What was it called? It was like Metro something or other, and it was an old German one that they had restored.
Yeah.
And it was creepy. It was very very creepy. I had nightmares.
Why is there no sound of this movie?
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew it was a silent film. I mean, they still had the piano and stuff playing, and but it's just you see their mouth moving a lot, and then all of a sudden you got to read really fast before it goes away. Otherwise, you don't know what they said.
Oh, gotcha. So it's like the
But the
content
makeup
was
and
on
everything
the
was
bottom.
really creepy looking. Like they all looked like walking corpses. All right, so Brandon, welcome
What's up?
back.
Man, glad to be back.
We had a really, really good show last week.
We had fun.
Jim did say that he was worried at one point in time that I was going to knock myself out with the microphone because I was super nervous last week, and I was like, just all over the place with this.
Jim's a good guy, and Pam, I don't know where they're probably watching again.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
Yes.
You know they are. Yeah, a lot of people are watching.
Well, good deal.
So,
Good deal. We're
thank
glad
you
to
for
be
watching.
back. Yeah, I couldn't bring my wife back this time. Ashley, they're going wardrobe shopping for opening day.
Really?
Yeah, for opening night tomorrow night. So they're out shopping and getting things looking pretty. It's got to work pretty hard for us, don't they, Dan?
So like you guys come up.
Takes a lot.
So you guys come up with the concept or the costumes concepts. And then, like, they go out and shop for them. You just have, like, an idea.
Hey, I
How does
leave
that
that
work?
my wife.
You're not fashionable like
I don't get
that?
in. No, I don't. I would wear a Baldknobbers T-shirt every day, but I don't think that would work on.
What do
our
you wear
stage
when
at
you're
night.
on the platform?
Well, it depends. Whatever she tells me to wear, I put it on.
Ha!
Jeans and boots and some type of shirt or jacket is what it amounts to for us.
Try to get it in a match with what they're wearing. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's all about
So
the
there's
women.
there's no, like, uniform that you have to wear.
Well, again, whatever she says. Here's the deal.
I love it.
Here's what happens. The girls get to dress up in all the glitzy and glammy and fancy looking stuff, all right? And then we get the leftovers. Isn't that right, Dan?
That's pretty much it, yeah.
You know why? Because nobody cares what we look like.
No,
They want to look at those ladies on stage.
Let's face it, the ladies are prettier than you
What
guys.
does it matter?
Sure.
No offense.
Except for Shane.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Shane, yeah.
All joking aside, no, my wife does a great job with all the costumes, and I believe we all look very classy and nice
Yes,
on
very
stage,
nice.
and she does a great job for the guys and gals. And
Very nice.
the only one she doesn't dress is Hargis.
No.
So
Well, that's obvious, isn't it?
he has his own outfit that he wears, or outfits, I should say, because he's got a few different characters coming out this year that might surprise some people. Be a lot of fun. So.
Whose characters?
Hargis? He's a comedian on
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
Yep.
Great guy.
There's a lot of good stuff, and he's got a few surprises this year. It's gonna be
pretty
fun.
good.
All right. So, I'm still working on your banner here. I've got your banner up, Dan.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'll just give them the visual by the vocal experience here. It's spelled BALDKNOBBERS. Branson's famous Baldknobbers. It's going to slowly move across the bottom of the screen at times. All right, and it's going to be black lettering on the top and red on the bottom. And there's going to be a phone number on there as well. It's going to be 417-231-4999.
Okay, so
and that will be the box office.
black on. Okay, so black on top, red on the bottom.
Whatever. Yeah, well, that's what. Yeah, I'm hoping.
Is that your color? Is that your color preference?
Sure. Can you make that happen?
Yeah. Yeah. Why not? I will get it as best I can here.
I'm kidding. You don't have to.
No,
do that.
Hey.
Let's see how talented Matt is over here. What do you want? Should we make? What else should we add for him, Dan?
Okay, so I'll need to get that number here in just a minute, but I'll tell you.
That's all right.
You know what? I'm going to have the ticker going up above.
I'm just
up
playing
above here.
We're playing.
Oh, you don't.
Baldknobbers.com.
Baldknobbers.com.
There you go. That can also be on there.
Not .bz.com. I know we say
That's
.bz
right.
a lot here.
You can add dankeaton.com on there.
All right, let's see.
We're going to just keep laying it on. What else should we add?
Let's
You're
see.
not even going to be able to see our faces.
We're just
We're just going to have stuff everywhere and popping up. This is going to be great. So black on top, red on bottom is what you want, right?
Sure, why not?
All right, so I got to find it. First of all, see if I got one. I got red on top, white on bottom.
That's fine. It can be any color you want.
Oh, no, but I'm going to get one of the tickers that run across the deal because I can. But anyways.
I love this. This is great. Laid back.
Who
knows what we're going to say.
You got to have fun in life,
That's right.
Life's too short to be super serious all the time.
I would agree with that.
All right, so we got Baldknobbers Theater, but the famous Baldknobbers Theater in Brancy. I got to type this up.
Just put. What do you have so far?
Well, right now I'm putting the famous Baldknobbers.
Perfect.
But I gotta capitalize the B in that. Sorry,
Right.
That's probably now. Is it now? Spell theater for me, because there's
Theater. Oh yes.
there's two different ways to spell that.
If you're speaking like the theater is on such and such, it's THEATER. But if it's Branson Famous Theater, which is where we're at, it is actually spelled with an RE on the
Okay.
end. Yes. If it's the title of a theater, it's an RE. That's at least the way
Really?
I look at it.
Wow.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
right.
It's a theatre.
Yes, sure.
Yeah.
And you know how I know that, right?
Because you're in a theatre?
Nope.
No,
Because
don't
I
know.
just am saying that's the way that
So-
it is. No, I really did hear that before, but I have nobody to credit with that knowledge.
Tickets available. Now, when are tickets available?
Right now, anytime.
Available.
Yep.
If I can remember how to.
You want one? Come on down.
Available now. And I'm going to tell them to call.
Yep.
What's the number?
417
Yeah.
231
231.
4999.
Is there any other, or go to baldknobbers.com?
That would work, yep. Yep. You can buy tickets there as well. But if you want to talk to a very pleasant box office employee, most of them are ladies, so I'll say box office lady, please call that number and they will be glad to help you.
All right. So, boom. Now, the best I could do was just a red banner.
Perfect. That's fine.
I'm going to put it up floating over our heads here in just a second.
Perfect.
So,
If not, I can be my own banner.
Something
like that.
I want to get one of those fancy shirts. Those are nice shirts.
See? Black and kind of red. Maroon.
Yeah. Let's say burgundy.
Burgundy. Ron Burgundy.
That was actually a pretty funny movie. I liked it when they broke out into Afternoon Delight. That made me laugh.
Right.
I love 4-part harmony, man. I love that stuff.
They were pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it was actually 5-part harmony, wasn't it?
I don't remember. No, there's just 4 of them, wasn't there?
Yeah. Don't worry, everybody. I'll get these banners up
Watch
there.
Anchorman and see if there's 4 or 5 of them. I don't remember.
That's making me wonder.
You want me to come on the show and help ask questions while you do that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Jason Cobb, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Jason?
Hey, guys. I was curious about where Dan was from. I don't know if you already said
Tell
it.
him, Dan. Tell him.
I'm a Yankee from Detroit.
From Detroit.
Yeah, it used to be a radio station on Detroit called the Big O.
No, that's in Canada, right?
I don't know, yeah, almost. And then they'd say, "What is Detroit without the Big O?" Detroit. That's all I remember.
Was that your start? Is that where you got started? Is the radio?
Well, no, I just remember listening. I was left there when I was 11 years old. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here, Jay.
What's Detroit like?
Don't
For
know.
a young-
Haven't,
for a young
haven't,
man growing up
haven't been there. It was good when I was there,
Dangerous.
but I think it's not
It's
that way
changed.
anymore. It's changed a lot.
Couldn't have
How-
been that long ago.
Oh, I don't know. How old do
You
you
don't
think
look.
I am?
You don't look a day. You look like you're what, 35, tops.
That's right.
Thank you, Matt.
That's what
I'm
you
gonna
are.
really guess 49.
51.
Really? See, I wouldn't have guessed. See, because I'm almost 40, and I've got the little bit of gray in my
Yeah,
beard too.
yeah.
You know,
I did.
you're actually nicer shaved than I am.
Well, not an hour ago I wasn't.
His wife Angeline's sitting out there in the hallway, so he had to look all.
You're gonna be on there. We don't have makeup people here, so
She's laughing.
Do you guys wear
laughing
makeup
about
on the
hard
stage?
time. No.
no makeup on the stage.
Wow, we
The
don't wear it.
the
Girls
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't.
Oh, well,
We're
then.
naturally beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Isn't that right?
Somebody said I really should put it on my head, not to blind people. But
You know, I get that
Depends where the
problem.
light's shining.
That's why I wear a hat all the time.
yeah.
Well, I wonder if one of those are making it shine. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
A little bit. There's a little bit of a shine on it.
Somebody go. Let me go. What's that glow on that guy's head?
Right.
It's a halo.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
was
a
gonna-
halo.
That's right.
So yeah, this is great. I'm enjoying having you guys on here.
Oh, we're
Well,
always
that's good to
we
hear.
had fun.
Um,
We had a lot of fun last week though,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
was fun.
We had the two ladies sitting across from you and I, and I couldn't. I just kept stammering and stuttering, kind of like I am right now, but not near as bad. I'm really not nervous this time like I was last week.
I know. See, it's the women.
You know,
They do that to you.
that's part of it. But you know, you guys are professional musicians. You know, that's
Yeah, you guys are celebrities.
yeah.
No, that's
Matt's a,
not.
No.
Matt's a musician and a performer too.
So,
So
yeah,
that's why.
We talked about that last
I
week.
get a little.
A professional gets paid. Do we get paid?
Right.
Yes, we do.
It depends on how nice you are.
That's like we're gonna get to meet Kevin Sorbo this Sunday.
Really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, we're gonna go
Cool.
to that Comic Con there in Branson.
Good.
Oh, really?
Awesome.
So we're really excited about that. I'll probably
Nice
won't
guy.
be able to talk to him either. 'Cause that's all I'm going to be able to say.
That's kind of how I was. Remember the Happy Goodman family?
The Happy Goodman family.
Yeah, I grew up listening to the Happy Goodman family. I always wanted to be just like them, but just
Yeah.
about made it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I was thinking you and I are we look like we could be related. If I
know.
shaved my head
That's right.
nice and short like that, and did my goatee, we
You
would
know
look
what?
we would look related.
That's actually it. You can be a stunt double on stage.
yeah, yeah.
Well, living in Nashville and hope and was to get the chance to meet them. They lived there, and I thought, well, then now Howard died. Had his funeral. It was pretty sad. I was
That
like,
is
well,
sad.
I'll go to the visitation and I'll meet Sister Vestal. So I did. I walked right in this big old church. Anybody who's anybody in gospel music was there. Everybody was there. I walked up there, got in line by the casket, I was prepared for what I was going to say. It meant so much to me in my life. Oh, bless you. I'm so sorry Howard died. I walked right up there, and the lady in front of me, she's go, so sorry for your loss. And Sister Vessel goes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. So here's my turn. I walked right up there, and I said, she didn't understand a word I said, and then she said, bless you, honey. So
Bless
I
your
know
teetotum through
you
the
feel
heart.
you can't get a word in, you can't get a word
man.
out. You can't
Yeah,
even-
you just can't, I couldn't
People,
think.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what am
I
I
know.
what am I doing here? And I had been at work all night, and I just wasn't expecting to have so much fun.
No, we did. It was a blast. We're going to do that today, though. What time is it? See?
It is 9:18.
Oh, there's a clock right there.
That's 2 minutes fast. I got
fine.
that on there for Dr. Paul's sake because he likes to do his slow close.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Gotcha.
it takes a couple minutes, and usually it's like the very, very last, like 30 seconds. Now my famous slow close.
It's like 4 minutes.
There you go. That's all right. You can go over a little
Do you
bit. See,
guys-
we got 40 minutes. We can talk about anything.
Yeah,
Do you guys remember a time like this in your life when you had all the wires everywhere and you were running around putting things together?
Last
and
night.
connecting.
Rehearsal.
That's right, TVs, yeah.
Right.
Yes. Man, no joke. Seriously, we've added this new technology on stage this year for a big video wall in the back. But we are having a time, aren't we, Dan?
It's crazy.
We
It's
open
like
tomorrow
starting
night,
over.
so come see if we get it working or not.
Yeah.
It's close.
Is it like starting
It's
over?
close. You know, it's just different things. Yeah, I mean, we're always trying to find new exciting things for the show each year.
Exactly.
And with that brings its own set of challenges, and in this case, lots of wires.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that as no joke.
No,
were
we
running wire
know
doing all
that
stuff.
very
Oh, man.
well. I mean, look at this. We still have to clean this up down here. It's a bird's nest.
Yeah.
It started out being really nice and organized.
Yeah. Oh,
All-
looks great.
And
Yeah,
then-
all these wires came off a roll. I soldered them all together. And
Oh, did
yeah,
ya?
Oh yeah, I bought all the connectors and put it all together, and that's
Yeah.
why I was asking, because I'm the sound guy supposedly, and I never got into it because I love technical stuff. I really don't enjoy it. But these guys, they were a band, and I was a recovering alcoholic. And so I was hanging out with them because it was a good place to be around like-minded people who wanted to love and
Right,
serve
yeah.
God and worship
Absolutely.
God and to stay sober. And so that's how I got started in it. And they needed a sound guy. They would do it.
Yeah.
Their lead guitarist was doing the sound on stage
Yeah.
during the show.
Well, yep.
And you can't really hear it that well.
All of their
from back
venues
there.
were drastically
Yeah, you're right.
different.
It's a totally different perspective where the sound is.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
I volunteered to do it, and I did it because I really wanted to help and I wanted to serve God, and that was how I got so much joy out of doing something so chaotic that I'd never done before.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so I was wondering about that, and so it sounds like you're kind of going through that now, and it'll evolve and stay that way in a way, doesn't it?
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, it's constant.
Yep.
Something new every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Some-
part of
some
it.
new
but-
challenge.
Yeah, I mean that's the joy of the experience, though, in my opinion. I mean, you got to keep changing and adapting, adding new things, or stepping out of your comfort zone to try to do things to help people.
How
and-
much fun would it be if everything just worked? How
Exactly,
Much fun?
yeah.
How much fun is that?
You know, sometimes
Hey.
it's pretty fun, Dan.
and Dan is the king at that too.
Yeah.
This guy troubleshoots everything. No joke. He's actually brilliant in a lot of those things.
I don't know about brilliant, but
Yeah, you
I
are.
work at it a lot.
My
Yeah,
dad,
Always
Dr.
something to deal
Dr.
with.
Robert Wilkie calls it nerd genius.
He is.
Nerd.
That's what he calls my dad.
I've been called worse.
Because my dad, he's a vehicle diagnostician essentially,
Yeah.
and he can figure anything out. So we call him the nerd genius.
Well, thank you, YouTube.
Right?
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah. that's what
Speaking
I
of
do,
YouTube,
too.
we are live on YouTube and Facebook and
Good pitch.
axradio.com.
Yeah.
So yeah,
See
good
that?
stuff.
Good segue. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what else
Brilliant.
is a good segue?
What?
NaturalSolutionStore.bz is a sponsor of this show.
Yes.
Go online there and check it out. There's all kinds of stuff. There's llama poop. There's it's fertilizer.
Wait, what?
Llama poop. Yeah, llama poo.
Yeah. All right. For your plants.
Yep. They got organic ashwagandha, which does a lot of interesting stuff. CoQ10, which helps you with your heart and stuff like that. Because see, I don't know if you know this, guys, but your body uses CoQ10, and your cells use it to for regeneration and repair.
Really?
And as we get older, our body stops producing it as much. And if you're on a statin drug of sort for cholesterol and stuff like that, it also inhibits your body's ability to produce the CoQ10 that it needs.
Really?
So if you go online to NaturalSolutionStore.bz and get
there you
CoQ10, you should start to eventually, like pretty quickly actually, feel more energy and just feel all around better.
I need a whole bottle of that for tomorrow night.
I don't know. I don't know if you want to take the whole bottle like at once.
Oh. So it's not one of those things that more is better. There's a
Right,
certain
exactly. So I'm going to put that up there. I'm going to, yeah.
CoQ10, seriously, I've never heard of that. I'm gonna have to
I've
look
heard
Yeah,
of
up
it.
it's,
Don't know what
it's
it is.
CoQ10, and it's actually it means coenzyme Q10.
Okay.
And yeah, I actually have a bottle of it and I take it too. So Dr. Paul swears by it as well, and a lot of doctors that we've talked to say, "Hey, CoQ10, your body needs it."
Really?
Yeah. So go online to
I'm gonna have to
NaturalSolutionStore.bz
try
and
that.
pick up some CoQ10 today.
Hopefully you can ship it overnight so I can have it tomorrow. Do they have overnight
You know,
shipping?
I'm not sure.
Wrong question to ask.
That'd be a good question to ask Jim Whining.
Here you go.
Hey, Jim Whining, does it? Do they have overnight shipping? I know they take Bitcoin.
I don't have that.
You don't have
I
Bitcoin?
don't have that. I was behind the 8 ball on that one.
Well, join the club because I don't have it either. And do you have any Bitcoin?
No,
No,
I know what it is.
not
but
even
I
just a
don't know.
bit.
This is the Bitcoinless table.
Yeah, the Bitcoinless table.
But you can tell I know what good and healthy is.
Yes.
Right.
You know, like fried taters and onions. Love me some fried taters and onions with some crumbly bacon on it.
I'm hungry. Let's not talk about food.
I drank my protein before I came, so.
Well, you know, what I did for lunch last night was I got some of that pre-cooked bacon, right? Put it in the microwave,
yes.
let it get crispy.
Yeah.
Got some bread and some tomatoes. Made myself a bacon and tomato sandwich
It's good.
with
does
with
sound
lots of mayonnaise. Super healthy. Lots of mayonnaise, salt and pepper. That's all you need.
Oh.
Well, it's got tomatoes on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
healthy.
It's vegetable.
That's healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
got
know.
wheat.
Forget about
It
the
does.
bacon.
It's got wheat. It is wheat bread. It is wheat bread.
Yeah, that's
Incidentally, it makes me think, do you know how much we rely on microwave ovens?
A lot.
I didn't know that till mine broke.
You know what I love about it is
Right.
how it changes the molecular structure of your food. Yeah.
Tasty.
Yes. It tastes like, I don't know. It's not a tumor. That's all I'm going to say about that. They worried that microwaves would give people cancer and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Has that ever been proven?
I don't know. So does your
I
cell
don't know.
phone, apparently.
Shrek and Donkey never had microwaves. I can tell you that.
Right.
Stop it! I am a donkey. I was born outdoors. You like it outside.
Can you imagine Pumbaa
You
being thrown
dense,
in there? somewhere?
irritated miniature beast of burden. It's no wonder you haven't any friends.
That's pretty good right there.
That was
actually.
great.
I don't have any friends except you. That's he's doing this on purpose because he knows that anytime he says that, I have a hard time not actually doing the
Yeah, all your
impersonation.
character voices.
I wonder if Pumbaa was in there. What kind of
Or Timon.
Timon? Yeah.
Yeah, you know it's the Lion King.
Yes.
Why? When he was a young warthog.
Yes.
He was a young warthog.
That's pretty good too.
Anyways.
We just went and saw Lion King a couple months ago, the new one out.
Oh yeah, it's
haven't
interesting.
Not so new anymore, I guess.
It's not
'cause
that great to me.
I like the cartoon better.
Yeah, way better.
I did.
Like that. If you're hungry for a hunk of fat and juicy meat, that's my favorite part, and they didn't actually do that part.
It was different. I don't know, see,
Times are changing.
my kids liked it though, so that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
I like how they call it the live action, and it is literally all CGI.
Yeah, I know.
Like, oh yeah, that's really live action there. Just one.
It's pretty
Trade
impressive
one cartoon
though,
for another.
how realistic they can make those things look. The
Oh,
only
yeah.
thing is it's I'd rather look at a talking lion if it's a cartoon instead of one that's tried to make look like so real, because then that kind of weirds me out. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you want to
talk.
pet them, huh? Until they bite your hand off. And I'm
Don't
not
go to
lying.
the zoo and expect them to talk to you like that,
That was comedy gold, and nobody heard it.
right?
I missed it.
I said,
No.
and until they bite your hand off, and I said, and I'm not lying. I'm not.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Dan, did you catch that?
Nope, nobody caught it.
Oh no. He's got sound effects.
Speaking of
boards.
that, Matt is not our comedian on the Baldknobbers. It's Hargus Marcel.
Not yet. Someday, you never know. I might be one of those old guys.
No. Hey, I know what I want to do real quick. Like I said, we open tomorrow night, but I want to, before we go into all that stuff, we got 30 minutes here. I want Dan to tell part of his testimony. I'm going to just kind of give a quick intro of who he is. So you talked about him being from Detroit, but he does have powerful testimony to back up his journey. I'll call it to the top of gospel music. He's actually a gospel music Hall of Famer. He's performed with Gold City Quartet, Dixie Melody Boys,
That's where I
among
remember
many others, and he can tell you all about that. But he's
See, now I'm
traveled
nervous
the world.
again.
Yeah, man, he's
It's your
no
fault, Dan.
seriously. This guy's great. Traveled the world singing gospel music, sharing his testimony, and we are absolutely thrilled to have him on our show. We have a gospel show that he sings a lot in. We rely on him a lot on that show, but he also sings in our night show as well as our brand new vintage show a little bit and our gospel segments, and been a great new addition. So Dan, tell them a little bit about yourself, your testimony, and all that kind of stuff.
Thank you, Brandon. I just before I get started, let me just tell you. I mean, just right back at you. I have had the time of my life the last year and a half, and I appreciate the Mabe family and what they mean to me and my family, and treated me very well, and I absolutely love. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be. Somebody said when I started.
Well, good.
Somebody said when I started with the Baldknobbers, said, "Well, you gonna stay there?"
Oh,
Like, ooh, well, yeah. You treat me well, and have a good place, and we have a good time. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll stay.
fine.
And God put me here, I believe. I said I was from Detroit. I left Detroit when I was 11 years old. And at 11 years old, I'd already been through child abuse, foster home, my daddy's alcoholism, just things a kid should never have to deal with or go through. So my dad and my little brother and myself moved from Detroit to Kentucky to live with Grandma. Grandma was a saint of God. Loved us a bushel and a peck and a hug around the neck.
Yep.
And when a little boy needed direction and needed love, God knew where to send him. That was to Grandma. And I found Grandma's box of gospel music underneath her living room table. And this looks pretty cool. I'm a Yankee from Detroit. Let's see what I can pull in here. So first cassette, like I said, pulled out was the Happy Goodman Family. That's how I got my introduction. And I took that tape, put it in Grandma's little tape player, and I pressed play. And who knew that a cassette tape could change a kid's life?
Yeah.
And listened to that all the way through. And it was the best music I'd ever heard, the funniest people that I ever heard in my life. I laughed and cried. Listen to that whole tape right there. And the end of it, Sister Vestal Goodman sang Sweet Hour of Prayer, and she said, "You could be one of God's children. If you're not, all you have to do is ask." Wow. I'd never been told that. All I'd been told was I was going to end up an alcoholic just like my daddy. I was going to end up in prison. I was going to end up a child molester. I was going to end up a thief or murderer, because that's what this world tells children when they've been through what I've been through, that you have your life planned for you and might as well plan on it because ain't nothing you're going to do about it.
Yeah. But
I'm glad God had other plans. It was right across the street from Grandma's house. Somebody put up a tent, and I thought the circus had come to town. I'd never seen a tent revival before. But my dad, my little brother, myself, my grandma, we went across the street, and I heard the preacher say, "God has got something great for your life, but you got to give him your heart first." Had nothing to lose. I knew he was talking to me. I walked across the grass, knelt down an altar of old wooden folding chairs. I don't do that no more. Gave my heart and my life to Jesus Christ, and it put me on a path of singing gospel music. I started my first quartet when I was 16 years old. A little group called the Veterans Quartet. I remember it was pretty funny. Here's a 16-year-old veteran. And we went to this church one day, and the old man come out, and he said, "Sonny, you ain't no veteran." I said, "No, you're right. I'm not." But also, you had these big dreams of being a gospel singer and meeting all these people and all these famous people, J.D. Sumner and the Cathedrals and the Kingsmen and Vestal Goodman, all these dreams of meeting these people and being a part of it. I remember vividly one day listening to the radio, and this is at the was it 79, 80, something like that, or 80, no, it was 80. Anyway, whenever it was. I don't know. The group called the Gold City Quartet was coming to my area. I remember the DJ saying, "You need to go." So I had bought my first car. It was green and rust color.
Green and rust?
Yeah. So they were going to be there at Friday night, Beaver Dam, Kentucky. So I went to the gas station, filled my car up with gas, got me something to drink, took off toward Beaver Dam, got there to church 4 hours early. I wasn't going to miss this. Mm-hmm. So I just sit there in the parking lot, and they weren't even there yet. So I said, "Well, I'm gonna get me another drink." So I took off toward the store, and here come the bus. I spun my car around behind them and followed them to like a little 3-year-old kid, just go giddy, and it's like, oh! I walked across the parking lot, and off they walked. Tim Riley, Mike Lefevre, Brian Free, Ivan Parker, and Gary Jones. I was just beside myself till Tim looked at me and said, "Boy, look at me. You need to get out of the way so my men get to work there." That didn't matter to me. Tim Riley spoke to me. And I sit there in that church at the back row. I soaked it all in. All night long. It was the greatest thing I'd ever heard in my life. Unbelievable sound. And I got my car prayed all the way home. Oh, wow. Wow. Lord, if you could see fit just to let me sing with a group like that someday, that would be just amazing if I could sing with a group just like that one.
Yep.
27 years later, God said we can do better than just like that one. How about that one?
Gold City?
That's amazing.
Gold City Quartet.
Now, did they do that song, When I Cry?
When I Get Carried Away.
Oh, When I Get Carried Away. I've listened to quite a few of those, so
yeah.
I'm trying to figure out which ones or which I'm getting.
Midnight Cry was their song. They were the original artist.
Yeah,
that song.
Because we sing that in our gospel show, and Dan sings that.
I'm sorry. That was horrible.
Nice try.
What?
I said, how does that go?
All right. Come to the gospel show
Can't blame us
Wednesday
for
at
trying.
2 p.m.
Wednesday at 2 p.m. So they can actually, do you do that song?
Yes.
We do.
Yeah. So that's great.
People Need the Lord? Was that Gold City?
Who was that? People.
Or was that the
remember.
Gaither vocal
What was his name? I'm not sure the Gaither Vocal Band did they do that.
They remake. They've done everything. The Gaither Band.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, they pick up every song and redo
How
it.
many different shows do you have a week there at the Baldknobbers Theater?
Well, we have a lot. Well, for us personally, so Baldknobbers, we have our main night show, and that is Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, Saturday, 4 nights a week. Wednesday afternoons is our Baldknobbers Gospel Show. That's at 2 p.m., and that's where we sing songs like Midnight Cry. Now, on our night show, we do a gospel segment as well, a big gospel segment. But the Wednesday afternoon gospel show is 100% gospel. That's all you're going to get, and it's just a great time of worship. We
It's
try
fun.
to
It's a lot
we
of
try
fun.
to just bring everybody into it. You sing along with us. We have a good time. We worship our Lord and Savior. Then we also, starting in April, are going to have a Thursday matinee called Baldknobbers Vintage. And that's going to be a full traditional country music kind of variety show. So for the more traditional classic country stuff, that show will revolve around that. And then we have a magician there. His name is Reza. He has a show, and he does both afternoons and nights, and he's starting up this weekend as well.
Sounds really sharp.
Does a great job. Seriously.
Reza.
I know. Yeah, he's sharp as a razor. But no, that's his real name, actually.
I know that's
Yes, it is.
But
I had to throw a
he's
pun in there.
amazing. He's amazing. And then we also have Doug Gabriel join the theater this year. He's going to have 10 a.m. in the mornings, and then Sunday matinees at 2 p.m. So he's going to be another great addition this year. Male vocalist, I don't know, many more fingers than I have on my hands, I guarantee it. Great entertainer, great family. Matter of fact, 2 of his boys also work for us. Josh, his son, is our drummer. And then Jordan Gabriel, who does all his comedy, he runs our sound for us. So great
I'd
family
like to meet
affair.
him.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Great family. And then we also have Jammin' for Jesus. That's one Sunday a month. It's always the first Sunday. And they start back in April. And that's at 2 p.m. Phyllis Rotrock is the one that heads that one up, and she gets a bunch of different gospel artists that come in and share their testimonies, sing their songs. Great time of worship, and it's always free admission. But they ask for donations to give back to a charity each month, and they always ask for different items to go back to that cause. So it's a great way to give back and a great way to worship our Savior. And then Dan here actually has his own church service on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. at the theater as well, where him, his wife Angeline, and their
So you're
kids
a
are all
teacher and a
involved.
preacher?
Oh man,
I try. I'm like Moses. I said, Lord, what are you doing? I'm not qualified for this, but I guess he feels I am. So
no,
Is that
it's
something
great.
you learned to have to do when you worked with that wild bunch, that quartet that you ended up in?
no, I've had the opportunity to travel all over the world. I've been to every state, Canada, Mexico, every church you can imagine. So, but it's for me, it's all about getting the message out, whether that be preaching or singing, the message of what God can do in your life. My wife Angeline actually was addicted to heroin when back in 2008. She actually died in the ER for 5 minutes, and everybody obviously tells she's not dead. So
Praise the Lord.
God had more for her to do, and she gives her testimony and shares with all kinds of people still addicted to drugs, people who are trying to fight their way through after not being, after coming clean. And, God uses her a lot, to really
I'm
talk
sure.
to people
I know.
who need to know how to deal with stuff like that. So we do that on Sunday morning. We're just old-fashioned church. We sing all the old-fashioned songs.
Yeah.
If you want modern, contemporary, there's plenty of churches that do that, and I'm not knocking any of it. A lot of people love to do that. We're kind of old-fashioned though. We like the old songs.
I've been looking at as I've tried to serve the Lord with my life and done the best that I could and felt that I was following the calling that was put out in front of me and the path before me, and I'm doing this work for the Lord, and I'm thinking somehow this big, giant, miraculous thing is going to happen as a result of this work of this place that God put me. And it turns out years later, people come, and it just turns out that God wanted me there actually on those coordinates.
Sure,
It had
yeah.
nothing to do with the actual assigned task. It had to do with this person being there and seeing something that would change their life.
That's right.
And it's so amazing how God works through us when we're not even aware and not even expecting it. We just all of a sudden
That's true.
have this opportunity in this moment where God shines through us and he makes a difference in their lives like he did in ours.
That's the whole point, because for me, and I'm not proud of it, but it took me 51 years to figure out that It's not about us.
Yeah, because when you're not there,
yes.
then where are they?
It's
right.
It's about what God did for us, so much to the point. Because it's not our thing to sit at home in our big easy chair and TV and our new luxurious life and go, "Hey, look what God did for me. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not addicted to this, or I'm not this. Or look at what God did for me. God brought me through all that." No, the point is for people like us to go back around the storm. And grab somebody by the hand and go, you know what? This is the way you get through this. Let me show you what God did for me and how He did it for me, because He can do the same for you. He don't love me any more than He loves you, so He do the same for you, just like He did for me.
Yeah.
So the most important part is loving them.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You'd be surprised at how far people will come if you just show them a little love.
Right.
But you got to show them the love of God. It can't be that like lustful love and all that stuff. It's got to be a godly love.
That's true.
And it's hard out there. I'm a recovering drug addict myself.
Yeah.
And a lot of people waller in their own self-shame, and they feel like they should just give up on themselves.
Yep.
Why would God want me? I'm a drug addict. I'm an alcoholic. I'm a waste of space.
Right.
Why would God have anything to do with me? And then someone comes along and shows you love and compassion, and gives you a hug.
Well, we have to open up to the point that somebody knows that.
Yeah.
A lot of singers will ask me, well, how you're in the Hall of Fame, how do you get successful? Well, it depends on what you determine success is. Success for me is, you got to have a testimony and you got to have talent. If you don't have one or the other, that just doesn't balance out.
Yeah.
And it's like you. I've not met you, and I met you today. And until you just made mention of the fact that you're a recovering drug addict yourself, they don't know that either. So the point is, a lot of people with talent would go, "Oh, come listen to me sing," or like that. Until they know that they can make a connection with you. You're just another singer. You're just another talent. You're just somebody trying to show off.
Right.
But now that they know at first what God has done for you and that miraculous testimony of what He's done for all of us, then they can listen to you and go, "Wow, man, that's powerful."
Yeah.
And so, like, just us sitting here, it's powerful to them because people who don't know just would look at in this situation would go, "Well, they're just a couple of radio DJs just having a talk." But now that they know who we are and what God has done for us, that's what makes this most powerful.
Yep, absolutely.
How much do you guys get an opportunity to share during the shows? Is that kind of the way it's purposed? Like?
We kind of put a glimpse into it. I mean, we always love to have that personal touch because we want to draw people and we want to make them feel comfortable with us and us with them. So it's an experience.
Yeah.
We don't want them just staring at us. I mean, like what Dan was saying. We're real people with real struggles, just like everybody else. So, we have little segments throughout the show where they'll get a little glimpse of who we are and things like that.
You interact with them.
Absolutely.
I think the little video clips help, too.
It does. I mean, it just gives a little glimpse of each person's backstory, and of course, we get personal with the crowd. We greet our crowd at either intermission or after the show. We want to be able to visit with them, and they can ask us questions. We'll answer them to the best of our abilities, and sometimes we're going to ask them questions too, and we've built a lot of great friendships through the years from people coming and seeing our show and building that bond there. So we've been blessed. We truly have, and we just want to help bless other people too.
Yeah. It's tireless, though. There's not a lot of rest all the time.
There's not, but that's okay. I mean, hey, what's that saying? You can rest when you're dead.
You can sleep when you're dead.
I'm not there yet. So,
and doesn't the Bible say a wink of the eye, or something like that? That
Jesus didn't get much
rest and sleep. No, not much.
But no, I mean, it's just the truth. I mean, and what Dan was just saying there, everybody has a backstory. Everybody has struggles that they've dealt with. We don't always talk about them all the time, but it is true. It's that personal connection. I mean, everybody sitting here at this table, unfortunately, has dealt with addiction in one way or another. Mine was through my brother. His was through his father. Yeah. You guys struggled actually within yourselves with those kind of addictions. But that's how people relate, because there's a part of those stories that they can really, it's like you're communicating with them straight to their heart. And like you mentioned, you can show them how God got you through it.
Right.
And that can enable them to hopefully do the same thing and lean on God and His wisdom and find the right path themselves. So
I think that with a show like the Baldknobbers, it just, and I've said this to Shane backstage. Well, let's just go make them forget their troubles for just a few minutes, for just a couple hours. Just don't worry about it. Don't even think about it.
What are your favorite lyrics? Do you have a set of lyrics that you?
I'll tell you
is
what.
there a word like for me, hallelujah in a song? I love that word.
Yeah, I'll tell you mine, and it's real simple. I sing this in the gospel show, and I love it just because it is so personal to me, and it's called "Please Forgive Me" because we all need it.
Yeah.
And I ask forgiveness daily,
Oh,
multiple times, and the song's about God being able to grant you that forgiveness. You just have to lean on Him and ask Him for that. And we all fall short, and He's the only way.
Not just like a judge, though. He did send His Son.
That's my point.
He wants us and loves us so much that He would give His Son so that we could come back into His presence with our sins having been forgiven, for the price of them having been saved. I tell people, I'm forgiven. I know my own sins.
Yep.
And I know the damage that I've done in the lives of people around me, and that requires a payment. That there's something and it's not one that I can pay. I cannot fix the damage that I've done in my life. It's too far from me now, and it's gone to people. It's passed on to people that I'll never know.
Yep.
But the thing about it is that God can do His work through that anyway, and I need a Savior.
Absolutely.
We all do.
And I know that I do.
That's
so,
right.
And hopefully everyone can look honestly within themselves and see. When I went through the alcoholism, a lot of it was denial and blame. Blaming was big. There was a reason for every sin in my life, and it was because I did this, because they did that, or so.
Yeah.
And once I went into recovery and started to take that away, that was when I really started to understand the depth of my sin and the need for the Savior. Though I had already been given my life to the Lord, I didn't quite understand it the way I needed to in order for it to make the deep and important and satisfying changes that would give me purpose each day.
It's just human nature for us to point the finger at somebody else.
It is.
For whatever it is we do. I mean, even if you're the cleanest person in the world, we all do something.
No such thing.
And it's just
Sing is a perfect person.
it's just, if you just it's human nature for us to just point fingers at somebody. Well, it's,
Yeah.
That's because we want to point out
fault.
other people's faults so that people don't focus on ours.
It's the truth.
That's right.
Because we're already busy focusing on our own faults.
But what we don't comprehend or understand is if we take that responsibility and God just has forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we're not going to. It's not going to be any. It's like as a kid, you done something really bad. You're like, oh God, what if Dad finds out? And then,
Dad
but your
always knows.
dad knew anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you find out
Knew before you were
he was
born.
like, I forgive you for that.
I
long
firmly
ago."
believe that Jesus knew every one of my sins that He died for.
Yep.
That's right.
Specifically mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not only is He the Savior of all mankind, He is your own personal Savior as well. And it's really. It took me a little while to really grasp a hold of that. I believe that He probably saw my face when He was hanging on that cross, and knew that He was dying for this sin and that sin and that sin, the sins that we can't overcome. But yeah, we actually did a video one time called "I Don't Want to Call Myself a Christian." Now, it's a provocative title. But we were talking about judging others. Don't judge others. Whenever you say that you're a Christian, immediately people will get defensive and say, "Oh well, you Christians, da 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 da."
You think you're better than me?
Yeah, holier than thou. I've heard that a lot.
I'm a Christian, and people better than me.
Yeah, there's
What the media tells them we are.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yes.
what they know us to be.
And a lot of people, get in front of someone or they meet someone who they get that from them anyway. The
Yeah.
media don't have to tell them anything.
Yeah.
Right.
I see out of you, well, you feel like you're better than me, and believe
and that's
me,
their
I've
insecurity too. That's
yeah,
doing
well,
that.
That's true. That's true.
I
But
think-
sometimes it's true.
Don't you think
sometimes it is.
Yeah.
That they look at people like, oh wait,
Right.
Yeah.
That they're better.
yeah.
Another problem that we have today, that throws a lot of people away from church is that people are using Jesus Christ's name to condemn people.
Yes, sir.
Who
Yeah.
are we to condemn somebody to hell? That's not up to us.
And He came to the world to save us.
The world, that, yeah. That's people quote John 3:16 all the time, but you don't hear them quoting John 3:17, which said Jesus came not into this world to condemn the world, but that through him the world might be saved. And so we need to stop.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you might have something to think about, we all need to stop condemning people before we even know what's going on. Or even if we know what's going on, we don't have the right to condemn anybody.
Yeah.
That's between God and them.
Did you guys know when you were very young that there was a purpose like this? Did you imagine what you're living out now?
Jim Whining?
Gosh, yeah, to an extent, yes, because I got to watch my family all do it before me, as far as through the, Baldknobbers side of things.
Right.
But other than that, no. I mean, my life has taken so many different turns and things that I never would have expected when I was a child. But it's all experiences that help you grow,
Yep.
And but as far as, yes, my platform, I thank God that I was able to still walk down that path, because I dreamed about doing what I've been able to do since I was a little kid. So, and that way, yes, I did know.
Well, for me, if you'd have told me I'd have been standing on stage with the Baldknobbers and Branson, no, just so many things that you just once that preacher said God has got something great for your life, you give him your heart first, and once I did, the path changed.
Yeah.
I could have went that way to prison and heartache and trials and troubles, and I went this way.
Yeah.
And it took me. It's taken me all over the world. With Gold City, I got to be inducted in the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and then last year, the Branson Show Awards gave me Male Vocalist of the Year.
Well deserved, by the way.
And I appreciate it.
It's
but
really
it's not about me. It's about what that path that God put me on. Here's what God can do.
Yeah.
Instead of me being over here and destitute and a drug addict or in prison, I took this path because God wanted me to take that path. But I can't honestly say that I had any idea of how good it was going to be or what He had planned. So I just kind of let he's my manager, he's my booking agent. Why did it take me 51 years to figure that out? I don't know.
Wow. Yeah, I decided to quit drinking after my 31st birthday party, and somebody had shown me a picture video the next day of how I acted when I was blacked out drunk the night before.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And that was rather disheartening for me. Plus the hangover didn't help, and so I made the choice to move back home with Mom and Dad for a little while. Got rid of every friend I had.
Yep.
And quit drinking, quit doing dope, and I came out of it. I'm tatted up like crazy. But you know what? I when people say anything about my tattoos, someone said, what are you gonna do whenever you're standing before God and you have them tattoos? I said, ma'am, God created the heaven and the earth in 6 days. I think He can get rid of some tattoos.
My wife
truth, though.
got tattoos too, and you get people who look at you. She said, I even forget they're there.
Yeah.
This is back in the day when I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a cross right here. That was the last tattoo I ever got.
Yep.
And that I said that covers all of this.
There you go.
This right here is where I was, and this is where I am now.
Yep. Yep.
So the only difference between me and someone else is some of my sins are shown on my skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But God doesn't see those tattoos.
Oh shoot.
He sees what's in your heart,
It
Exactly.
sure
and He
does.
sees.
I got a cross
what you will
tattoo
be.
myself.
Do you?
Yep, I do.
He's this. Yeah, that's my.
Oh
cross
man.
tattoo right there. Anyways, we're not going to compare tattoos on here. We're actually.
Who else has a tattoo? Let's
So
go.
I want to get you guys on here to actually do like a song or something one of
Oh
these days.
no.
No, not today. Not today. Not today. I'm talking
Oh,
about
no.
in the future.
I was gonna look at Dan, Gospel Music Hall
you
of
know,
Fame,
Because
but
you said it a while ago, and I'm just thinking. Well,
We will.
no.
What song do you? What,
The
what-
garden. You got to do the garden.
do you hear-
oh
in
my,
the
my
garden?
wife sings that. Does it? Oh, I love it.
Do you sing in the
Yes.
garden?
Yes.
What key do you sing it in?
I have no idea. Don't tell me a key, otherwise I can't do it.
Well,
Right.
Oh, you know what? This will be our going out song.
Oh, all right, Dan.
Okay.
You don't mind if I might harmonize with you a little bit?
No, go right ahead.
I'm gonna sit back and enjoy this.
All right, so I'm gonna
Drink
play
my
this.
Coke.
I think I'm
I'm
gonna play
going to
this.
do the
in
same.
keys.
No, I'm not drinking a Coke. But
Oh, I need to. Jay, can you go unmute number 5?
But we will. We're gonna come back. We talked about it last week too. We'll come back and have a jam session with you.
You're gonna be on my
Is it?
Yeah, well, I will be. I will be.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now you can hear it.
Is that too loud?
No, sounds good.
I
I come to the garden alone while the dew is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the Son of God discloses. And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known.
Ah, very good. How about that?
He speaks, and I can do this whole entire song.
I know. I'm 51 years old. My library's got disconnected.
That's one of my favorite songs
good.
ever. That's
love that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Baldknobbers Theater, ladies and gentlemen. You got to come and see these guys. And you're opening tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow night,
Tomorrow
March
night.
6th, Friday night, 8 p.m. Pre-show at 7:15, and tomorrow night actually we have a special performing group that's going to come sing for everybody. But normally the pre-show is Murray Conk. He's a Cajun comedian and actually the father of our keyboard player. That's who he is. And so come early, see the pre-show, and see our show at night. We would absolutely love to have you.
Yep. And you got something going on every day of the week.
Yep, every day there's something at that theater every day, and God's blessed us to have a busy theater, and we're just going to do our best to honor Him throughout that journey as well. So,
Well, you know
And
what?
it's the Branson Ticket. What's it called again?
the theater's Branson Famous Theater.
Branson
It's our
Famous
theater, so we run it. The Baldknobbers do.
You can get tickets. You can
Yep.
call 417-231-4999 or go to baldknobbers.com. And that's been running across the upper part of the screen the whole entire show.
Right over our faces, right?
No, I don't want to block that kind of beauty. What are you talking about?
Oh, man.
I'm too pretty to cover it up, you know?
Are we shooting high def? I don't know if that's good. I
Yeah.
see 4K on there.
So like I said, we don't have makeup people. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But man, it's really been awesome having you guys on
you.
here.
Yeah, what a pleasure.
You're welcome to come on here anytime you want. I
Oh,
want
we
you
have
to
it
come on our
live.
show,
Oh, well.
but it's a bit early for you though.
What time's your show?
Our
8?
show starts at 8.
Yeah.
8 to 9.
8 to 9.
You have to come do it at my house.
You can show up at 8:30 and we'll just have a seat open for you.
Yeah, right?
You do it by Skype or something.
We're gonna seriously though. We're gonna have to come have a big jam session.
I'm
on here.
serious. I'm not joking
I would
about
love to
that.
do that. We'll
'Cause-
bring a couple of them. We'll have big country music, gospel jam session.
Oh man.
We
That would be
yeah.
a dream come true for me.
We would do it. We'll
Because
all
you know
bring
I've
some
always
guitars.
dreamt about singing in groups and like Chosen Few. I would have loved to have sang with them.
Oh man.
Gold City. I've listened to them a lot, and the Baldknobbers.
No,
everything.
we'll do it. We'll
So-
do it.
Yeah, we'll set that up, and we'll let everybody know. We'll do a little bit of recording of it, and we might play little snippets and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but thank you guys so much for being on the show. We really do appreciate it.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you guys.
And I really, really look forward to hanging out with you guys in the future. We need to come and see you guys. And I need to get an actual. Go to baldknobbers.com for a schedule, right?
Yep.
It's got a
Schedule's
schedule on there.
as well.
What
Yep.
goes, what, when, where, how, why, and how much.
It'll tell you, and at the very least, call the box office. You want to talk to a real person, they can answer all your questions as well.
That's awesome.
And thank
Or just
you
show up at the
for bringing
theater.
glory to God, too. I
Yeah.
appreciate that
Thank
a
you.
lot.
Oh,
and thank you for your
absolutely.
testimony.
Oh, appreciate it.
So, but hey, we're gonna get out of here. We already went not way over. We're 4 minutes over, but totally worth it. Thanks for singing. I knew I told you I get at least a little bit of singing done today.
Good job, man.
So there will not be a Spirit in America today. Randy is still in the hospital, correct? We will be on tomorrow, the morning drive from 8 to 9, and of course from 9 to 9:30 we have the Basics of Faith with Dr. Marty Hamilton, and then from 9:30 to 10:30 Dr. Paul Collins with the Happy Hour. Sorry,
The
it's
happy
just-
hour.
My brain's not
Oh,
remembering.
happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Hey, Sister Act 2.
If you wanna be
That's what you guys
somebody.
ought to do.
You remember that one? That's a good one.
Oh, yes,
Anyway,
I
so we
do.
can sit here and talk all day long.
Yep.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us and watching us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. So until then, God bless you and keep you. Love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Dan.
And this is, well, I guess this is not the morning drive, but
Baldknobbers.
anyways, this is the ball number time today.
Ball number drive.
Bye, everybody.